Welcome everybody. This is the Department of Psychological Sciences at Birkbeck, University of London, and I'm going to be talking to you today about one of the programs that we offer at the postgraduate level. So this program is a master's program. It's a master's in Developmental Sciences. The aim of this program is to provide you with an in-depth understanding of the different factors that contribute to child development. We know that the environment plays a role, as does the biology of the child. But what we want to try to communicate in this program is really how connected these two areas are. So this is a program that draws on the world-class expertise that exists in developmental science at Birkbeck College. And the curriculum of the program reflects these two dimensions being interwoven intimately. So for example, one of the modules that you would be studying is called Developmental Cognitive Neuroscience of Typical and Atypical Development. And this is really looking at the relationship that exists between brain development and what children can do at various ages. So what is going on in the brain that means that a child is able to, say, learn language between 1 and 2 years of age? And what happens in the brain when that goes wrong? Does that mean that the language is delayed? Or does that mean that maybe the language never appears at all? And is there anything we can do about it to fix problems if they start to appear? A second module that you will look at is called Child Development in a Social Context. And this is really looking at the broader social context. So what are the factors in the greater environment, social environment, that impact on child development? The peers, the children's peers, the social context of the school, the community that they live in. How does this constrain the kinds of developmental trajectories that the child is able to demonstrate? A third module really looks at the nitty-gritty of biology. So this is called the genetics of development. Ultimately, we're biological organisms, and the mechanisms of that biology are greatly constrained by the genes, the genetics. But what we don't know for sure is the extent to which those genes determine the behavior that we ultimately see. And it turns out that they don't determine it quite as much as maybe the popular press likes to represent. So this module is about understanding what are the constraints that arise from genetics and how important is it really in determining the behaviors that we're interested in as developmental psychologists. A fourth module is one that's also looking at the environmental context of the child, but in a much more focused level. This is the context of the family. So this module explores the different structures of families, the different family dynamics that exist, and how this can contribute to the emerging child that we see. Now, those four modules provide you with a kind of in-depth knowledge to help you understand critically what is going on during child development. But this master's program provides a lot more. It also provides you with tools to reflect critically in the future about new discoveries and maybe help you guide your activities within this domain. So to do so, there are a number of modules related to critical thinking and research methods. There's a module in advanced quantitative methods or advanced statistics to help you interpret the scientific discoveries. There's a module in qualitative research methods to help you understand more discursive approaches to child development. There's a critical book review module whose aim is to help you reflect on an extended period piece of work and assess it critically in the context of your own knowledge. And finally, a module on generic research skills, which teaches you things such as time management, project management, and so forth, skills that are really required for real-life delivery of large research projects. Finally, as all master's programs, there is a dissertation involved with this, but this program comes in two different flavors: a master's, an MA, and an MSc version. The MA version is really more targeting people involved in policy work or wanting to perhaps update their knowledge of current findings in child development. Whereas the MSc version is really targeting people who are interested in carrying on in the research field afterwards, perhaps going into an academic research, a PhD or something like this. They differ only in the kind of dissertation. The MA dissertation is a critical, reflective, library-based piece of research that might draw on existing publications or existing policies and make subsequent recommendations. The MSc version involves generating new empirical data, that is going out and observing children or running an experiment or something like that.